Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this Toro Z Master commercial mower. Customer brought it in and said that it jerks whenever they try to steer either direction. So instead of a nice smooth operations, it's jumpy or jerky. I'm going to go over the full diagnostics and repair process to get this taken care of if you have the same or a similar issue on your Toro commercial Z Master mower. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons as we go along if you enjoy the content. I had a similar problem on a Gravely recently, and as soon as you release the parking brake, the arm would actually go straight forward and it would send you into a turn. This one doesn't do that. It's locked in until you actually pull the arm in, but it is the same problem. There is no resistance going to the front here on this side. On the other side, it is more smooth. So it kind of has some resistance both forward and backwards. It's not real easy. If yours just kind of flops either direction, like this does, then you know you have this problem. Looking right under the seat, we can see two dampers, one on either side. And when we move our arms, what these do is they make it smooth operation. It kind of slows it down, makes it smooth and steady in and out as the shaft goes into the body. On the right side, we move it. It seems good. On the left side, as we move it, we can see that it's actually not going in and out of the body. The whole thing is moving. It's pretty obvious that it is broken off. If you see any kind of buildup around the shaft or the body on either side, that's another good indication that these are bad. This one looks like it's actually maybe an OEM. And that looks like an aftermarket replacement. They're usually not quite that small. Looks like this one, or one of them at least, has been replaced at some point. If yours seem in good shape and they seem to be going smooth in and out, then you shouldn't be having this problem. When going backwards on here, it'll actually automatically spring back forward if you let go of the handle. But it will not do that when you go forward. And that goes for both sides. When you go forward, it'll kind of stay there instead of coming back. But if you go, right now I'm in neutral. If I go backwards and then let go, it automatically goes back to neutral itself from reverse. And that is basically this spring on the rod on each side, making it return. Even with this damper not being good, it still returns, but it just jumps right back to the neutral position instead of going slow since that damper is bad. It's pretty easy to say this left side is going to need replaced. I'll show you exactly how it's broken as we get further into it. The customer actually sent a set of dampers with the machine when he brought it in. I believe they're aftermarket. We're going to get both sides replaced here. This side's going to be pretty easy to get off since the bottom is not attached. I'm going to use 2 1/2-inch wrenches, one to the outside and one to the nut here to remove it. Pull it straight out and the whole damper is removed. As we see down here, it looks like it's just disconnected instead of actually broken. Moving it in and out, it's actually still perfectly fine. Well, there's some spot that it's not. So it's had to lost something. To the extreme one direction or the other, it's fine, but in the middle, it's real loose. It doesn't want to work right. Here's the new one. As we push it in, it goes nice and smooth the whole way. You don't have any spots where it goes real easy. Should be kind of difficult all the way. I have seen some that are aftermarket that'll have almost even kind of that bad spot in them where they're kind of easier. And that's not how it should be. It should be difficult each direction all the way. Let's remove our nuts. These should usually be locked a little bit better to one another. Remove the washer and the bolt. Now reinstalling it, we want the bolt. This washer that was on there, you can see it's kind of concave. It's not even supposed to be there. That's going to be hitting this area the entire time, even if you had a fresh washer on. It's not made for that. It's not made to have a washer. You actually just want those two nuts, and the reason there's one backwards is so you have room. It comes up just like that. I'm going to leave a little bit so it can pivot there. And then we're going to tighten the other nut down to it. Got a pair of thin pliers. I'll tighten these two. Now when we move that, it doesn't hit anything and it can pivot freely. That's how you want it as we install this. Put it back in. Other nut on. And then tighten it up just as we did before. Well, opposite of what we did before, I guess. Looking below, we can see the tab that the damper slides onto, down in. Just install that and push it in. They do call for, in the manual, for this to go actually opposite of this, where the main body is up and the skinny part is down. But I find it's a lot easier and a lot more effective to do it this way. It doesn't matter which way it goes. Once it's on the stud, we do want a washer that protects the keeper. They call for on these an E-clip, like such. I do not prefer to use an E-clip. I think that they come off relatively easily. And I think that's probably what happened here. So instead, I'm going to use an M8 push nut. It's a little bit better than those E-clips, I believe. It'd be kind of hard to get on there. All right, and the washer just kind of keeps it from rubbing that E-clip. Once that is on there, go a little bit further. Now we're all locked in. You shouldn't be able to pull that off. If you try to pull it off, that push nut is going to be keeping it on. And the washer in between it keeps it from wearing it out. Now if we move it back and forth, it won't move a lot down there, if any, that you can see. But it is back and forth real smooth up top now. And that's all there is to it. I'll show you the other side where we actually have to take it off. We're going to remove that E-clip. It's off. Then we have just the washer. Washer off. Now the damper slides the rest of the way. Maybe. I'm just moving the arm back and forth, give me a little bit of wiggle room. Good. For the next one, these are actually kind of locked together on this one, as they should be. Back one's kind of locked in there all the way too. Table keeps dropping for some reason, not really sure why. Again, just barely off of completely tight. That's where we will tighten them up. Perfect. I don't know why I'm on this one instead of the outside one. Okay, we're still loose. There we go. For this other side, the same thing. Slide the damper on. Install the washer. And then our push nut. It's kind of hard to get that push nut on. If you don't have fingers like rocks, you can try to use a socket or something to push that on. Should be nice and tight. And then when we move the arms back and forth, it should be slow both directions. Now as we move the arms in and out, it's nice and smooth and steady on either side. They don't just flop back and forth like they did before. And that's the kind of operation you want. In this case, we probably could have solved this just with a push nut instead of replacing both dampers. The customer sent them with though and did say that he wanted them replaced. Hopefully this has helped you out on this nice simple repair for your Toro Z Master commercial if you had the same or a similar issue. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the content. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.